Okay, curriculum director's report, anything
I
for
don't
this?
have anything this month.
Okay. And then the old business, the Eagle Scout project.
There's been a little bit of confusion about the actual process of how this is supposed to go. Steve Peters wanted to come back to the meeting tonight, and I told him that we would take care of it. And one of the things that I'm just asking of you is to allow me to oversee the project, and we've all given him approval to proceed. I would just like to be able to oversee it and bring back information to you as it progresses. So if you would allow me to do that, that's what I'll do.
Sounds like a good idea.
Something we need to vote on, or we can just do a verbal okay around the board?
We'll be directive on that and the board,
Okay.
also, as long as there's no objections.
Okay. Yeah. That would be fine. Okay.
About Karsten's. Oh, I thought he walked in. Oh, I thought he walked around behind me. Okay.
He must have been going to the,
Gotcha.
Okay. And then the next item is the joint annual conference, which we attended in November up in Chicago. And I think we all sent our summaries into Martha, and she was kind enough to put them in one packet for everyone, included them in your packets. Just to give you an overall view of what we attended. We did all meet the first day and decide to split up so that we could attend as many of the sessions as possible without duplicating each other. And that's in your board packet as well. I think we came away with a couple of different ideas for the future, which is on the next order of new business. So I don't know if anybody wants to add anything to the conference.
I just thought it was a good experience. It was the first time that I have attended, and I think it's something that we ought to try to get a rotation and try to get all the board members to go and at least experience and have an opportunity to go.
It's a lot of information, a lot of useful information, as long as I think there's some unuseful information, as you found in one of yours, but I think as long as you try to weed out what's going to be most beneficial to our district and do those, it was very educational.
Yep.
And then, moving on to new business. Would you like me to go, or would you like
Yeah,
to go?
if you want to talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
Since it's kind of a board.
Okay, I attended, one of the sessions I attended was a board self-evaluation, goal-setting type conference session. And I've come back, and Martha and I kind of spoke, and we attended one evening together, just a mini session. And then I decided to go to the morning session, the full session, just to get more information. And the people who spoke were superintendents and 2 board members from Pawnee and another school from Ottawa, Illinois. They both had enlisted IASB to, they did a board self-evaluation and then turned around and did this goal-setting, I don't want to call it a conference meeting, I guess. Yes, process, because it is a process. There is a cost involved. I believe we would benefit from the self-evaluation. They work just directly with our board, evaluating how we work together, trying to get us all on the same page, making sure everyone's working towards the same common goal. And then the next process would be a day-long actual goal-setting conference where we would have teachers, administrators, our board, and a few community leaders. I think he said up to 25 or 30, he said, keep a number, and then to go over and actually set goals within our school district that we want our administrators to work toward. So since I think we kind of talked a little bit, and Mr. Fowler, it seems like years ago he had kind of started that and tried to do it all in-house. I know Martha said she sat on a panel, and then I just think it would be an advantage to us to do the IASB facilitating process so that they can walk us through every step and we don't get hung up and it doesn't get done and that kind of thing. We can get some clear, concise instruction and hopefully come out the other end with some clear goals and direction for the district. And both of the groups that I spoke or that I listened to, they both said that they've benefited greatly They have a working document now that they continually go to. Are we meeting these goals? Are we where we wanted to be by this time frame? What do we do next? That type of thing. And they were, Pawnee is the most recent. Theirs will be fully implemented by May 2016, they said. So they're still in their process. But it was very informational, and I think something that for $1,400, that would be the total cost if we did a full day and a self-evaluation, that I think we would greatly benefit from as a district. Any questions?
So the cost would be 1,400, and what's the time frame for it all?
You would do the board self-evaluation probably one evening, say if we pick January, and then you would do one Saturday, say February or March, and then you start forward from there. He said you generally wait about a month in between. We can now actually do another half session if we would want to, which would put the total cost at $2,000 if it's deemed necessary, but he said most people are able to do the one full day session. He said we could break that up if we so chose to do like maybe a Saturday morning and do a Thursday evening or something if we wanted to break the full day up. But overall cost $1,400 if we do a day plus the board self-evaluation. And they send the representative. For our area is Larry Dirks. I assume he facilitated Pawnee, and he actually did Ottawa too because the person in their region was brand new to the job title, so he did theirs as well. He was also a speaker at the session I was at, so I assume he would be involved in ours in some capacity. So
I think it's an excellent idea. They use the description in both of our sessions, I think, the description of a taxi cab. You're in Chicago, you get in a cab, what's the first thing the cab driver asks you? Where do you want to go? And the same thing can be said for our districts. Where do we want to go? And without directions or a map or a guide for the superintendent and everyone on down the line to follow, we're just kind of driving around with no clear purpose. We may end up reacting more than being proactive in situations. So, you know, we owe it to the students and to the taxpayers and to the administration and teachers to know where we're going and be moving toward those goals.
So when's our first meeting?
well,
We'd have to line it
I
up
have to
with him.
set it up with him and after the first of the year. I don't know if you think it's, you know, if we think we, you know, go ahead and approve the 1,400 or we say not to exceed 2,000 in the event that we do need the additional evening meeting. That's kind of something that we could talk about. I think it could be done in the day session and one board
And as
meeting.
far as the board self-evaluation, didn't I read that they send around a survey to all the board members ahead of time?
We'll get a packet
That
of
we-
information.
So that they've got, and then
Right.
they'll compile it, and so the first, when we meet with him, as far as the board self-evaluation, he's ready to go. You know, so that is a one-night
Right.
meeting.
That'll be just one evening, separate from our normal board meeting. And only involving us and the facilitator. And then
And
the
it's a
day
closed
meeting.
session.
Right. And then the day meeting would be, you know, he said approximately they do it a month beyond that. You just set it for the next month, whatever day is conducive, and go from there. So I just wanted to bring it up. We thought, all of us, we spoke with Mr. Meadows previously, and we have enough new members, and he's a new superintendent. We thought it just would be very advantageous for us all to kind of regroup and set some goals and know where we're all headed.
So can we just make a motion at this point, what we want to do?
I did not. I didn't know if we would just discuss it tonight and decide it. I didn't make a motion for it, but I think you could.
As long as I write it down word for word, I think we're okay.
Okay.
Well, then I would move that we engage IASB to conduct a board self-evaluation and a goal-setting,
And strategic planning.
strategic planning sessions at a cost not to exceed $2,000.
Correct.
I'll second.
So a motion made by Mrs. Leeper, seconded by Brad Santola. Call roll, please.
Let me get it written down.
anybody have any questions on it or comments or?
Who decides, like, what teachers will be invited to the conference? What district leaders? Who decides that?
We'll probably all talk about that during our self-evaluation meeting, and then we would, as a board.
Like, put a request out there to the Sentinel, you know,
Yeah.
No, it's an invitation.
invitation on it.
Engage IASB to conduct board self-evaluation and goal-setting/strategic planning sessions at a cost not to exceed $2,000. Okay.
Motion made by Mrs. Leeper, seconded by Brad Santola.
Got it. Santola,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Leeper, yes. Oakley,
Yes.
Staub,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll make the contact, and it won't be till after the first of the year, and then we'll see when they can schedule us for that first initial meeting, and we may actually do it after our next meeting. Because we don't meet till like the 20th or something like that, so, okay?
Sounds good.
Mhm.
All right, and then I guess at this point, we need a motion to enter closed session for reasons stated on the agenda.
So moved.
Motion made by Mike, is there a
Oh,
second?
I'm sorry, Mike got that.
Mhm.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Who made that motion?
Mike Oakley?
Okay.
627. Okay. You roll.
Yes, please.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Leeper, yes. Oakley,
Yes.
Staub,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Santola.
Yes.
I need a motion to accept the closed session minutes as read in closed session.
I move.
Motion made by Mike Oakley, seconded by Mike Staub. Call roll, please.
Oakley,
Yes.
Staub,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Santola,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Leeper, yes.
I need a motion to accept the resignation of Jason Hartwig as SVMS night custodian.
So moved.
Made by Leonard, is there a second?
Second.
Brad Santola, call roll, please.
Staub,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Santola,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Leeper, yes. Oakley,
Yes.
Need a motion to accept the resignation of Josh Soa as high school musical director.
I move.
Mike Staub, is there a second?
I'll second.
Mike Oakley, call roll, please.
Williams,
Yes.
Santola,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Leeper, yes. Oakley,
Yes.
Staub.
Yes.
Okay. Need a motion to accept the resignation of John Gorecki as high school assistant musical director.
So moved.
Made by Brad Santola, is there a second?
A second. Okay.
Um,
That's
Mike Oakley, first by Santola, second by Oakley, call roll, please.
Santola,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Leeper, yes. Oakley,
Yes.
Staub,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion to employ John Gorecki as high school musical director.
I'll move. I'll move.
Motion made by Martha, is there a
I'll
second?
I'll second.
By Mike Staub, call roll, please.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Leeper, yes. Oakley,
Yes.
Staub,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Santola.
Yes.
Okay, and then a motion to employ Josh Soa as high school assistant musical director.
So moved.
Motion made by Leonard, is there a second?
Second.
Brad Santola, call roll, please.
Leeper, yes. Oakley,
Yes.
Staub,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Santola,
Yes.
Guerrero.
Yes. And I need a motion to adjourn if there's nothing further.
I forgot to bring up, are we gonna be able to get copies of like our individual kids' park scores?
I've instructed mine to go home in the report cards that are coming home in January.
Okay. So if the parents want them, and
You
then,
could request for them before that, yeah, but I just thought they would definitely get home
okay. That's
in
good.
the right hands.
All right.
Are the other people gonna follow suit?
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else?
The summary that you guys sent from the conference,
Mm-hmm.
do you guys think it would be good to put it on the the website, maybe on the board section, with a little explanation, we sent 4 members up to the conferences, this is what they brought back.
I don't see any problem with it, do you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
copy of it.
I do.
Yeah, Carol should have it, so Mr. Grecky should be able to get it on, at least right after we get back from break, if he can't do it before, so
Okay.
that's probably good. People can see what we're discussing. Anything else?
All I have.
Okay. So we know agenda items that we have for next meeting, and we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Made by Mike Oakley, is there a second?
I'll second.
By Leonard, call roll, please.
Oakley,
Yes.
Staub,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Centola,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Weaver, yes.